Supervisors has voted for a trial community justice center and has already funded it?
That is true and correct. To the tune of $1.77 million, approved a lease. The lease has been entered into to go into 575 Polk Street. That is true.
So why is this still on the ballot?
Is there a representative of the mayor's office here?
Supervisor Osborne.
All right, that's out of order.
Former representative of the mayor.
All right, on to the future. Is there any further discussion on Supervisor Osborne? Do you want to address this matter?
Yeah.
It is still on the ballot for one simple reason. In the Budget Committee, when this was discussed, my colleague, Supervisor Daly, was very clear and said if a new Board of Supervisors, he hoped the new Board of Supervisors would be elected in January, and the first thing they would do is defund the Community Justice Center. If the voters approve this, that can't happen. This ensures that the Community Justice Center cannot be funded by the
Yay, Chris Daly.
And members, I just rise to a point of information. As you know, by ordinance, and this is an ordinance that has been placed on the ballot by the mayor's signature, you cannot bind future boards outside of the current fiscal year. And the second point of information is that in order to change the budget, in essence, it requires a 2/3 supermajority vote that would not be subjected to or could override a mayoral veto. Those are points of information.
Mr. Chair, just if I may just...
Member McGoldrick.
Thank you. Just as a point of clarification, Henny indicated she thought it was a trial. This is not a trial. It's been funded. The word trial is not operative here. Thank you.
Okay.
No, it's not a trial.
I used the wrong word. Do you have
That's all
another
right. Just
hand?
for clarification.
Any additional discussion? Ms. Nutter.
My one thought about it is I understand that it's problematic that it's currently on the ballot, but I do feel like it will send a strange message for the Democratic Party to urge a no vote on this. So I'm thinking that I'm probably going to vote no endorsement because I think it would be a strange message to send the voters about the Justice Center.
Member Smith.
I'll go further. I think if we endorse no, a lot of people are going to not really care about the background of the mayor versus the board. If I think we're crazy because this measure will probably pass the 75% of the vote to 80% of the vote. So if the committee wants to protest what the mayor is doing, you should go no endorsement, not no, because I think the effect with the slate card will actually undermine the effectiveness of our slate card on other issues.
On behalf of Senator Reagan.
Just on behalf of Senator Reagan, we have opposed CARE Act cash, we opposed aggressive payment, and we have opposed things that make poor people escape too much of the city's problems. Those things have passed. They have not passed with the Democratic Party's support or with its silence. They've passed over its opposition, and that's what happens when we have a lot of money on the campaign. I think that Melanie's idea is interesting, and I appreciate her offering it. But I would just put out in terms of the history of the committee, going back all the way on these issues, we've always sided, with social justice, and this measurement, the court honestly don't provide that, and so that's why Senator Reagan we voted no. But just by some context, the cards got out. CARE Act cash got 60-something%. The world doesn't end if we, instead of what we're moving.
Member McGoldrick, and then why don't we call the roll? Or Member Daly, I'm sorry.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Just so folks know, there have been several public hearings on the Community Justice Center in Connecticut. Each one of them, they all had strong showing of District 6 residents. The Community Justice Center is almost entirely located within District 6, with one sliver of a block within District 3 in the Lower Nob Hill neighborhood. At the public hearings, they've all been overwhelmingly against the Community Justice Center, and that's coming from the district that served the other 10 supervisorial districts in San Francisco. No services through this. The one district with the services, the folks in the district who testified have been in a majority opposed. Member McGoldrick.
Again, just from our colleagues' clarification, this item came to the Board of Supervisors in the spring at a time when the budget was being slashed on the basis of fiscal, just on the basis of fiscal issues. We turned it down by a 5-6 vote, and I was one of the ones who voted against going forward because, as chair of the Budget Committee, I felt that it was important we put you through the budget process with which was coming up about 60 days later, that it was very premature to bring things to the Board of Supervisors for new program funding very late in the year. That has been a strong tradition at the board. When it's down to the wire, the budget's coming a few weeks later, a couple months later, we put it in the budget process. We restored a lot in the budget process. Make a long story short, I was the sponsor of the legislation to actually fund the Community Justice Center, and I believe that it was important that we do that. I think that if anybody wants to talk about this being overly political, the mayor knew that this was funded, fully funded, at the time when he could have taken it off the ballot. He did not take it off the ballot, and I find that to have been a very disingenuous, very cynical way to toy with the voters. At any rate, I would encourage us to just vote no, because we should send the voters a message. There's no sense in toying with the voters. When something is fully funded, you don't need to play political games to keep it on the ballot or put it on the ballot. That's the bottom line of this. Thanks.
On the item, roll call, please.
Bornstein.
No.
Campos.
No.
Daly.
No.
Goldstein.
No.
Holland.
No.
Shea.
Yes.
Julia.
No.
John.
Yes.
Katz.
Yes.
Kelly.
No recommendation.
Leviton.
Yes.
Manaman.
No.
Mark.
No endorsement.
McGoldrick.
No.
Morrison.
No.
Nutter.
No endorsement.
O'Connor.
No endorsement.
Tuscan.
No.
Smith.
Yes.
Spangin.
No endorsement.
Touchel.
Yes.
Walker.
No.
Weiner.
Yes.
Feinstein.
Yes.
Spear.
Yes.
Betty Yee.
No.
Migden.
No.
Leland Yee.
Abstain.
Leno.
Yes.
Ma.
No.
Amiano.
No.
Longo.
No endorsement.
I will be going no endorsement.
And the answer is
No.
the Central Committee goes against that item. On the next item,